the loading times.
Oh no. Oh, you're one of those, are you?
A different kind of supplies.
My goodness.
All right, so I think it's Chaos Lord versus Hive Tyrant, was it?
I believe so. So
Yeah.
we've got the big and the bad as usual. These big tanky melee heroes seem to be the flavor recently. So I mean, what do you think going into Fedrid Folly? Do you think either side has an advantage just based on matchup alone?
I was actually just about to ask about this matchup. This isn't a matchup I normally see, honestly. Let's see. Hive Tyrant, always scary. The Rending Talon should be very good in dealing with heretics. On the other hand, Kill the Weak does deal with Hormagaunts pretty nicely. How does Chaos Lord deal with Devourer Raveners?
I mean, the way he's been playing, I guess he's been playing pretty havoc dependent. So if BigMathis can kind of break apart that setup well enough, if he can flank with the Hive Tyrant, get in with the Raveners, like I feel like he should be able to break that apart pretty well. But like ArcticFrenzy has been really on top of his map control, at least in the few games I've seen him play. I'm not really familiar with him as a player, but I played him earlier today a few times, and he made me feel bad about myself. And then he just wrecked Paper Bag, made it look pretty easy too. So I'm just feeling like it's all going to depend on how Big Mathis can approach these engagements. And he's going triple Hormagaunt, so what do you think of that?
I think that's actually a very standard Mathis build. What about you? I actually wouldn't be surprised if it's 3 Hormagaunts and 1 Ravener.
Okay.
I think the Ravener would be key for dealing with the Havocs. I really don't know how Arctic would deal with it. A lot of people have been complaining about the Heretic nerfs for Chaos. I mean, I think they're fine, but we'll see.
I mean, we've been
In the
seeing.
first fights, though, Hive Tyrant with the Synapse is going to make those 3 Hormagaunts very fast.
Yeah, it's going to make them definitely a nuisance, but we've been seeing ArcticFrenzy really deal with varied threats pretty easily with his Chaos Lord. I mean, so long as he gets the Havocs kind of set up in a position to like protect the power farm, his Heretics he's not really been using for combat much at all. Anyways, he's really been keeping them low health, low model, just keeping them on the back line for worship and cap support, while he runs the field with Havocs, Space Marines, and the Chaos Lord.
Seems
Boogeyman,
he
do you
will
have anything?
go.
Okay.
Seems that ArcticFrenzy will gonna go for Havocs at first. From the looks of it, not getting like a second Heretics squad immediately. Also, I would say Chaos Lord will be very deadly again in Tier 2 when he gets the Armor of Inferno.
That is
Having,
very scary. Mhm.
but
I
he will
wouldn't be
try. But he will try to mostly avoid the Chaos Lord with his melee squads at all costs. That's for sure. As long as he can use the kill the weak and other stuff.
I wouldn't be surprised if later on Arctic also went for the Blood Maul with this kind of case.
Yeah, I mean, right now we're already seeing kind of that big pressure come in from the triple Hormagaunt start. So he already took out a generator and the power node, and he's capping on the back line now. The Chaos Lord, he's just largely ignoring. He's not going to focus a lot of... That's one thing that normally a lot of people will focus 2 or 3 squads to take out the Chaos Lord, so it kind of condenses the opposing army to try to deal with that hero while he spreads out with the double Heretics, which obviously he didn't get this time around.
Alright, and Mathis actually, instead of for Raveners, he went with a 4th Hormagaunt squad.
I'm not sure what to think of that, but he's already got his gen farms up, so maybe he's just going for like super high in your face pressure, like right out of the gate tier 1. Like,
You know what? I think it could work. It's probably not as easy to just go around a Havoc like that, but it's still so many squads that there's no way Havoc can actually cover all these spots. Look where his Hormagaunt squads are right now. He's got 2 on the right. He's got 1 sitting around in the mid, or not the mid, the lower VP, and now he just had 1 crushing a power node and retreating. They're all over the place, and 1 Havoc squad cannot cover that.
Okay, he's actually going for 4 Hormagaunts, and I think he will go for something like double Tyrant Guards or 3 Tyrant Guards, if it's actually typical for him. If he goes to tier 2 and then get a Venom Cannon to actually get some anti-vehicle pressure. I'm trying to flank just with Hormagaunts.
yeah, I mean, we see ArcticFrenzy's getting a second Havoc here, so he's going deep on trying to keep the board locked down. The Hive Tyrant does have he is upgraded with the warp field though, so he can kind of skirt the edge of Havoc fire without much issue. and I think he's probably going to have the tech advantage going forward too. He's ahead on power. His power income's higher as well, and he's not really going to need to buy much more, invest much more power in tier 1.
On the right hand side, those Havocs are probably down. Yeah.
That's actually already
no.
a big loss.
Yeah, that's brutal because I mean, he's got another squad over here that kind of help hold on to this gen farm. He's got the aspiring champion Heretics, but if he falls behind in this tech war much further, the Tyrant Guard's going to hit the field before he can do anything about it.
It's going to be a Tyrant Guard, then it's probably going to be a Zone Thrope right after that. It just doesn't make any sense not to get the Zone Thrope in this case. You're facing against setup teams. The heal aura is going to support all of your troops.
But remember, it's BigMathis.
Yeah, I mean, a second squad of Havocs is, or sorry, a second squad of Hormigons, not Havocs, is moving in on the gen farm. So the gen farm is going completely down. Meanwhile, the Tyranid players just keeping that income coming. He's going to be hitting tier 2 in just a brief few seconds here.
Oh, that was a very nice kill of the week on the left-hand side.
Yeah, I got a nice chunk of Hormigons down on that, but I mean, he's staying in the match as far as map control a bit, but like even so,
no energy, no tech.
Yeah, he's not even managed to capture that far western power node.
BigMathis is tier 2 capable now, and ArcticFrenzy is nowhere nearby. I agree, there's so much damage being done right now. It's so brutal. It's crazy, and nobody has really figured out a way to stop this so far, at least not in this tournament.
And Bruteness is built in mid, so actually now it will be harder to push him off with just like reinforcing the units and healing them up.
Oh my gosh, that second Havoc is getting ripped apart. Oh, oh, the Tyranids are hungry today. They must not have fed them all week. I don't know what's going on here.
The amount of damage being done. It's
Heretics.
Too damn high. Well, at least the Heretics held off on the right-hand side.
But I think it's already a little bit too late.
Yeah, I mean, losing 2 squads against this kind of pressure is not great. I mean, the Chaos Lord's also in a little bit of danger. He might go... Nah, he's going to be alright.
He should be.
No, he's not going to be alright.
I don't think they'll... Oh, there's 2 squads. I saw the 1 squad. I didn't see the second. Let's see if he manages to jump through it. He's pretty bulky. Oh, man.
He's too fast.
He's living up to that line he just shouted. Why does anyone think that he can be killed?
It's kind of funny, because if they didn't have adrenal glands, then they would have got that kill.
Yeah, those jumps actually kind of lessen the DPS on retreat there, but it makes better for engaging and chasing a bit. 463 to 442, but that is not indicative of the game at all right now, because BigMathis is about to hit tier 2 with ArcticFrenzy. Still about a minute away.
Yeah. Heretic's gonna die on the right side, I believe. Yeah. Ah, well.
ArcticFrenzy down to just Chaos Space Marines. I'm honestly surprised he's not thrown in the towel here. Maybe he wants to try to at least get to tier 2 or something, and then maybe see where he can do with it. But with only a single squad on the field against what he knows is 4 squads on map control alone, just by the math of it, you're not going to be able to stay in this game.
And there's actually already the Tyrant Guard coming up. So now there's some vehicle pressure on it, and he's just going tier 2 now, so yeah.
But after seeing ArcticFrenzy shut down Paper Bag, it's kind of a turn of the tables to see him get caught so off guard by this Hormigon spam here.
I don't know if he's ever faced it. He might.
Now, you mentioned no one else has been able to really deal with this. Is this something that we saw BigMathis do earlier in his first round?
In the first round, he's facing versus Fee. The first game he played Force Commander, but in the second game he played Hive Tyrant. He went 3 Hormigons, 1 Ravener. And I was thinking he would do something similar this game. This time he decided to go with 4 Hormigons.
No, I mean, he didn't even need the Ravener for this matchup. He managed to put on so much pressure early. Now he's just got Tyrant Guards on Overwatch, it looks like. They're just pumping out now.
Yep. I think that people just play too greedy versus their build, versus this build in particular. This build is very good at utilizing the speed and bashing early generators.
Yeah, like I think you kind of just like against this build, you want to just lock down your gen farm, make sure that never goes down, and kind of just maneuver around the map as needed till you can get some tech on the field to kind of deal with these flanking quick Hormigons.
And there comes the classic double Taringa build. And also, what I want to mention, he maybe won for 4 Hormigons because he had good possibilities to flank actually positions and position the units very goodly with the adrenal glands, because the map is kind of big.
Yeah, no, it's a fairly open map. It's not super choky, so I think like having all those different lanes and possibilities to move in, you don't need the Raveners as much as you would on, say, something like quests, or obviously, I guess Calderis is all right, but anything laney is a lot trickier.
Right.